Right. In the previous class we have seen, right, Appium installation and how to resolve different issues, right, if we get while doing Appium installation. Right. Today we will see what are the different ways, right, we can connect, right, from Appium Inspector, right, from Appium Inspector, how we will connect to emulators and real devices. We will see how to connect. Right. For that, first we need to create emulators. Right. Already we know how to create. Right. Just quickly I will explain. We can click on the right plus symbol. Right. Just we can create virtual device, and then we can select either phone or tablet. Right. Which phone we want. Right. We can select whatever we want. Right. Then version. Which version of Android? You want a 14 version or 15 version, 13 version, right? Right, use only one version, don't download all the things, right? It will occupy more memory in the system, right? It is difficult, right? Emulators will not work, we cannot, system also will hang, right? Whichever version you want, just install that one only, right? Once that is installed, just click on the next, right? We can select portrait mode mostly, right? Then click on finish, right? Click on finish, right? Then it will create the devices. I have two devices here, right? With the Android 4, two devices I have, right? Now we can start, right? Emulators we can start in two ways, either directly from this Android Studio, or from the command prompt, or by using command prompt also we can start emulator. Right, first we will see how to start I will start this small emulator, right? Just here start button is there. If you mouse over, you can see, right? Just click on it, right? It is booting. Right, it is started. Right, it is started. Right, we can extract. If you click on it, it will, you can click, right? It will maximize it. Right, this is the one way. Directly we can click on the start and then we can see the emulator. Right, now just if we observe the task manager, what is the, suppose if it is a hanging, right? Suppose if we are getting hanging issues, or right, just to verify the task manager, what is the right CPU and memory it is taking, right? Just go to right performance, we can observe what is the right CPU it is utilizing memory. In the process section we can see 65% of the CPU it is utilizing. Right, we can click, see this is the emulator what I have started, QEMU, right, system. Right, fine. It is also taking, see, Android Studio also taking memory around 1 GB. Right, around 1 GB, and this is also 800 MB. Around mostly, right, 2 GB of memory, both Android Studio and this emulator is taking. Right, and now I will just stop this. Right, let me stop this. Stop here, click on the stop button. There is a stop button, it will stop. Alright, one way is we can start directly from the Android Studio. Suppose your Android Studio, if there are any issues you are unable to open, right, then directly we can open the command prompt and start it. Right, you can open the command prompt. Just what is the command we have to use? Emulator -avd. What is the device? First of all, we have to find the devices attached to the, right, what are the devices we have created. How to get it? Command adb devices. Adb devices, right, we don't have any device. Right, currently we did not connected right, any devices. ADB will show only opened devices only. I want to see this AVDs, right, AVD names, right, then how we will see this one, like this we have to see emulator, that AVD names we can see by using emulator command. Emulator hyphen list of AVDs, right, two emulator names, right, now I want to connect to one of the emulator, I want to start, right, I want to start one of the emulator, then emulator hyphen AVD hyphen AVD, which AVD we want to start a small emulator suppose, right, just press enter, right, what happened, there is some errors, emulator hyphen AVD name, right, we are getting some error, right, some error. What is this error? Maybe, right, if we don't set, right, if you don't set any, if you don't set any path, right, we'll see that. Now we will start it again. Emulator, I change it to emulator path where SDK is installed. Right, in the app data local Android, this is the where emulator file will be available, executable file. Right, directly I changed, right, and then emulator hyphen AVD, then just give this small emulator. Right, see, now it is starting. What is the issue? Why previously it is not started? Right, why we get some issue? Right, we got some issue, right? Why? That is because we did not set right, if we don't set environment variables, right, right, that we will get issues. We have to set Android, right, Android home and then path also, right, Android home and then path. We have to set that platform emulator also. Emulator we don't have, only platform tools is there. Tools is there. We can set emulator. Right, directly we can give, or already Android home we have. Right, how to give then if already Android home is there up to SDK. Right, then we just refer it. Right, we no need to give entire name of it. Android underscore home. Right, like this. Right, tomorrow Android home is changed, right, just we can update only Android home, we no need to change in all the places, right, that is the advantage if you use the variables. Then one more we have to create where the emulator is. Where is the emulator? Just we will check it. Go to Android home. Where is the Android home? See users, see users, correct your name here. Right, here we have to go to app data. App data, if you want to visible app data, just go to view, enable hidden files. Right, by default it is unchecked. If we check, then only app data will file, app data will be visible. Right, local, then Android, SDK, where is emulator? Here. Right, this one also we have to give, right, slash. Okay, we don't require all this, right, just slash emulator, slash emulator, slash emulator, right, just close all, right, close, again close this also, I am closing this Android also. Now close all the windows, right, now just open CMD, right, open fresh CMD, then type emulator hyphen list of AVDs, Right, then start emulator hyphen avd name. But still we are getting some issue then. I think it's not on path. Is it displaying emulator? That is it. It's the emulator. That one list command is working fine, but we are getting with this one. Maybe we need to change. And okay, fine. Maybe this right. If emulator itself is not recognizing, then we can, if we keep it in the environment variable, what is the advantage? We can type emulator from anywhere. Right, but to start, it is not allowing. To start the emulator, it is not allowing. Right, so we can change to this path. We can change to this path, and then we can start it. Emulator hyphen avd, emulator hyphen avd. What is that? Small. Right, what is the avd name? Right, if you forget, suppose. Right, just we have to give the list command. Emulator hyphen list avd, and it will display then emulator hyphen avd space small emulator. Right, you try it without changing it after setting path. Just comment it out whether it is working or not. Right, just right, so that other persons will know is it issue with in my machine or right, do we need to change really. Right, see, emulator was started. Emulator was started. These are the two ways from Android, right? Android Studio we can start, or from the command prompt we can start the this right device emulators. Right, now how to connect? Right, now I want to connect to this emulator from Appium Inspector. From Appium Inspector, I want to connect to this. I want to connect to this emulator. Right, why we need to connect? What is the Appium Inspector? Right, if you want to automate any application, we want to identify the locators. Right, we want to identify the locators of that app. Right, then we have to use the Appium Inspector to connect to the right emulator or real device to inspect the locators. First of all, how to connect to emulator? Right, once we start the Appium Inspector, by default host is this one. In company, suppose your Appium server is running in a different machine. Suppose you are using in your local, you have a Appium Inspector, but server is running in different machine maybe. Right, then in those cases we have to give the IP address. Right, in those cases we have to give that. Right, currently before that Appium server, just I did not started any Appium server. We'll say Appium server, where it is running, we have to give that IP address. Then default port 4723, or we can change it. Right, those are the two things. If we have any certification issues coming, just check it. Allow unauthorized certificates. Right, otherwise we don't require. We no need to change here. Only IP address and port. If you are using in your local system, don't change anything. That is the local host, and 472.3 is the default port. Then what are the parameters we have to pass? What are the parameters? Then here we have to pass a Appium platform. Right, one is Appium platform. Appium platform. Then here text only. Here keep it text only. And what is the Appium platform name? We are using Android, so it is Android. For iOS. We are using Android, so platform name is Android. Next one is automation name. What is automation name for Android? UI Automator 2. UI Automator 2 for the latest version. Previously, suppose in your company using 1.x, it is a UI Automator. That's it. Right. These are all we are doing. Right. These lessons I am doing on the latest version. So UI Automator 2. Then next one is platform name and platform version. Platform name is Android. Platform version, right? One more, platform version. Which version of Android we are in? Currently, right, I am using 14. Then device name, right? Device name, right? How to get a device name? Right, just we have seen, right? How to get the device, connected device. Now this device is opened. Now just type ADB devices. Right, this is the device name, but this one we will not give. Alright, we have to give the that emulator name. Right, emulator name. How to get emulator name? Right, right. Currently, what is the emulator name? Right, that started. Right, these are all two. Right, emulator name. What is the how to get emulator? Hyphen list. Right, I connected to small emulator. Right, I want to connect to this small emulator. What is this? Right, emulator name, small emulator. Just give that. Device name. Right, device name. These four are enough. These four are enough. Now it will come automatically. These JSON properties will come automatically. Just save as, click on save as, give some name and save it. Alright, next time onward, suppose if you want to see, it will automatically come here. If you want which one you want, you can directly open it and execute it. Otherwise, right? Otherwise, what will happen? Every time you have to create it freshly. Just save it. Right now, just start the session. Now, just start the session. Let's see. We are getting could not connect to Appium server 127, right? Because I did not started Appium, right? That's why we are getting, right? How to start Appium? Just we need to give the Appium. Just we need to give the Appium. Press enter. Press enter. That's it. It will start the Appium. Right. It is started. Now try. We will try it again. Start session. Right. It is trying to connect to the simulator. Let's see. It is generating some logs. That logs. Right. Okay. See, now it is connected. Now it is connected to device. Right. Now I want to suppose I want to right click on this right anything we can click on it. Just wherever you want you can just click on it. Right here it will see. We will get those. Right. These are the locators. Accessibility ID and Android UI Automator. Right. This is in the latest version. We will see this is the W23 standards. Right, in the older version of Appium, you will not see. If you use 1.x, we don't have any UI accessibility ID, Android, right, and XPath. You Android UI Automator, XPath. These we will see in the example how to use. These are the three locators. So what are the locators it will support Appium? It will support ID, XPath, name, right? It will support name, class name, accessibility ID, UI Automator. Accessibility ID, UI Automator, ID, XPath, name. Right, suppose, right, this is the XPath. Just click on it, it will copy automatically. It will copy. Right, just come to XPath, paste it. If you search it, right, if you ever see, it will return the ID. Right, if you click on it in the device, if you observe in the left side, it will highlight it. Right, we can also here tap. Right, there is a tap symbol. If you click on it, right, it will tap. Alright, if you open the emulator, where is our emulator? See, it is tapped. Alright, we can do the actions also. Again, we have to refresh this. Alright, it is taking some time. Don't do the tappings from here. Directly, we can do from the emulator itself. That will be very fast. If you do like this, see, it got stuck. We can do it if the system is very fast and right, RAM size, those things. But don't click on this. Right, it is taking long. Let's check the close. Or emulator got. Right, sometimes it will hang like this. Right, we have to stop it. Right, or otherwise we have to wait for some time. Right, like this. Right, once the screen is refreshed, suppose once the screen is just, I will stop and connect it again. Right, just close this. Right, there is no option. We have to stop this and start again. Right, because maybe see, if you see the task manager, our CPU is getting high. Right, if it is not stopping, right, just come to task manager, this QEMU, this is the emulator task. Just click on it and then click on end task. Right, it will quickly close. Alright, now again start emulator. Right, now start it again. Right, okay. It is okay. It's okay. It's loading. Right, this is the problem with the Appium emulators. If we are using emulators, it will consume lot of our CPU and RAM. Because of that, it will become very slow. If you execute if the system should be very RAM should be very high, and the system also should be fast. Then only we can do it. Otherwise, we'll get this type of issues. Right, automation also will become very slow. Right, this is the one thing. Just once we started this emulator, then just we can connect. We have to connect to the Appium Inspector. Right, now it is open. Just I will open. Right. Or at some calculator, any app we can open it. Suppose API demos, we will see how to install these things. I will tell you later. Right, just we can open anything. Android emulator, open any app. Here, if you want to stop this Appium Inspector, click on this into mark. It will close the session and connect it again. Okay, it is open. Let's suppose now I want to see this same image. We have to connect to start the Appium Inspector. It is taking time now. Okay, just we should have some patience. Okay, now it is taking time. Appium still running. Some logs are generating. We'll wait. Okay, finally it is getting loading. Okay, it's loaded. Right, once it is loaded, just if you click on the any element, we will get see accessibility ID, UI automator, XPath, and below it has a attributes. Right, multiple by using XPath we can write if you don't have any unique locator, right? By using this attributes, these are all the attributes for this path effects element. Right, by using this also we can write the XPath. Right, this is the way. Suppose if I refresh, suppose now in the here, right, I have changed it to right another one. Suppose I have changed it to this dialer. Right, now it will not come automatically. Again we have to refresh it. Refresh the Appium Inspector to reload again image. To reload the see, now it is reflected. Now it is reflected. Right, like this whenever we have refreshed, we have changed the any app, right, in the emulator, we have to refresh the Appium Inspector, then only it will load. Right, this is the emulator. Now just I am closing this emulator. We will see a real device also. Right, it is taking longer time. Just close the session. And right, in the previous class I have shown how to enable right a real device. Right, just we have to connect to by using USB. We have to connect to the our mobile. Right, once it is connected, what we have to do? We have to enable USB debugging. Right, we have to enable USB debugging. How to enable? We can go to settings. Right, we can go to settings, about phone. Right, settings, about phone, OS. There is a build version or OS version. Build version, we have to tap on it 7 times. Right, if you tap on the 7 times, then we will get the developer options will be enabled. Right, I will show, I have previous class I have shown you. Just again quickly I will show it. Once we enable, then only we can in the Android Studio it will be visible, otherwise it will not visible. We have to enable that developer options and USB debugging. Right, if anything after plugging right USB cable to your system, some permissions it will ask your app, just allow it. See, we are able to see right now Geom is right. My phone is connected to this Android Studio. Now there is a mirroring, start mirroring. If you click on it, see, right, quickly I will show you what to do. Right, we have to how to enable developer options. Right, we have to go to settings. Right, about phone. Then OS, I have OS version. Some mobiles will have a build version. Just tap on it. Right, if you tap 7 times, see it is messaging. If you no need, you are already a developer. Right, come back. It will show developer options here. Right, if it is not showing means go to additional settings. Additional settings, developer options. Developer options, just enable, already it will be enabled only. If you just by mistake if you click on it disable, again we have to click on the build version again 7 times, then only it will enable. Once we disable this, then enable USB debugging, this option, right, enable USB debugging. And remaining all are security settings. If there is any issues are coming, just enable this also, USB debugging security settings. Install via USB. This is already enabled, just enable it also. Right, these are the things. Once we done, right, we can. Suppose now I want to connect. Now I want to connect from the Appium Inspector. Right, from the Appium Inspector, I want to connect to this. I want to connect to this real device. Right, how to connect? Just right, Android platform name Android, automation by automator, OS my my right, my Android version is 14. How to verify? We can go to here, about phone, right, the Android version. There is a unable to see right here. My Android version is 14. Right, my Android version is 14 only. Right, if we click multiple times, right, it will open see Android version 14. Right, whatever version you have, just we have to make sure in the Android Studio, right, while creating the emulator, we have to download it. Right, now fine. Right, we can control from here also. Right, we can control the our real device from here also. Right, now it is done. How to quickly we will see what is the device name. Right, how to find this device name. Right, right, quickly we can change it to emulator. Right, copy this path or directly type here CMD. It will open. Right, emulator hyphen. Right, what is the command? Hyphen list AVDs. Right, emulator hyphen list AVDs. Right, it is not showing. Okay, it is showing only emulator. We will see ADB devices. Right, here it is coming device ID. Right, here it is coming device ID. Just copy. We can also, by using this device ID, right, we can also get it. Right, this is not an emulator, right, this is the real device. So we will get, we have to get the ID of the device. Device ADB space devices, we will get the device ID. Right, then we can give this in the Appium Inspector, this device name as device ID. Then just start it again. Right, start. Right, see, it is connected. Right, if your phone is locked, just unlock it. Right, unlock it and just refresh it. Right, we are able to see. Right, if you click connect, see, it will show the locators. Right, same. Right, like this we can, right, from the Appium Inspector we can connect to real device emulators and how to inspect these elements. Right. Right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Whenever I will post new videos, you will get notification. Please enable notification also. Thanks for watching.